Hello, guys. We are back. We have got lads to my left.
Hi, how you doing?
All right, you.
Yeah, I'm good. Good.
Well, it's Fulham at the weekend. I mean, spirit's going to be high after Tuesday night win.
Absolutely. Yeah. Um, I mean, I've said this before. I think if we were coming into this and the Chris Hughton, we would be pretty much settled on for quite a big defeat, really, because Fulham are Fulham. We know how good they are. We'll all but certainly go back up. But I do think it's going to be quite a different approach. I think it's going to be tough, regardless of who we have manager. But 4-1's on the bounce. The first time I've done that. Away at least since '95, I think, is what Colin Frey said. So yeah, that's history in a good way, of course. But yeah, it's going to be tough because obviously we know what Fulham are like, and they just beat Cardiff and they beat QPR 4-1, who are literally like 3 places below them. So it's going to be difficult. I think what it's going to be is it's going to be a real test to show just how far we've come in a short space of time. And Steve Cooper, and I don't think it's the massive deal if we do lose. It's just a reality check, I suppose, that we're not quite at that level, maybe. But yeah, it's going to be difficult regardless. But I'm looking forward to it. I wouldn't have said that if Houghton was a manager. It's going to be a big test for us.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I said that to quite a few people after Tuesday. It wasn't like we did on Tuesday, but Sunday will be like the tough test that we had under Cooper.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think. And Blackpool was a bit of a test because obviously, they're the best team we played technically in terms of league position, and they're doing better than I thought. We may have beaten them, but you saw yesterday they came from 2 down to beat Reading, so they're still a great team, and I think it was probably literally, like we said, the most we've been tested. I think Millwall was just us kind of finding our feet with not Chris Hughton. He's definitely not here with Steve Cooper, and of course Barnsley. We had a setback, came back, and then Birmingham was pretty straightforward for once. And obviously we got the most insane win of all time against Bristol City. So yeah, I think it's going to be difficult, like we've already said.
Oh, definitely. I mean, touching on Tuesday night, I mean, that was a great strength for Carroll to come back like within the 90th minute. I mean, even to go and get the ball to say we're going to win this, I mean, just going to show the character that we might not have seen under Chris Hughton.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I was really impressed to see, Taylor, not just Taylor, I saw like Johnson and Yates, they all had the same idea, okay, you've scored a penalty, we'll get a decent point. I think a point maybe would have been more fair based off how we played, but let's go and get another because we still had like 3 minutes to go. And I think you could tell that we probably would, really, looking back on it, because you look at Bristol's reaction, they didn't really seem that upbeat themselves to try and go and get the winner. Because, if we're like that, they should be, really. But you just saw how Taylor scored the penalty. They're just like, the heads dropped immediately. And they didn't really clock on to the fact that Taylor just went and got the ball immediately and ran back full speed. There should have been really a little hint there that we were not going to stop there. And we didn't. It was a great reaction. And I think it just shows just how far we've come in a short space of time, because we would never have done that under Houghton.
Nah, we would have probably just got a point of me who can probably put some defense on.
Yeah, to settle for a draw, lads.
But yeah, I mean, Sunday game with would you actually start Taylor on Sunday with him scoring twice, or would you actually keep to the same front three, as you call it?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, really. I mean, I suppose a striker that comes off the bench and scores 2 goals and wins the game for you is kind of harsh to then put them on the bench again. But yeah, I probably would stick with Gavin, to be honest, because I think overall he is a better player than Taylor, and Taylor has had stake this season. I think everyone's been a little bit critical of him at times, but just because he scored 2 goals, and one of them was a tap-in and one was a penalty, and at the end of the day, a goal's a goal, of course. But I probably would just stick with Graben, because I think Graben's on. They're both on form now, which is great to see. I think last season they were both pretty useless at times, and it's great that we're finally getting that that striker partnership, and then they don't play together if one's not firing, the other one is. And when we signed Taylor, I remember saying, well, we've got Lewis Gavin who's just got 20 goals. We need someone that's just not quite as good, but can get the goals. And I thought Lyle Taylor would be a perfect signing, and it appears to be happening about a year later, as it turns out.
Yeah, completely. I mean, Taylor could become like the new Lewis McGugan off the bench and just become the super sub.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, they got Mitrovic, which we all know is a handful, to say the least, in this league. Obviously, we nullify him. Then, do you feel like that nullifies Fulham's attacking arsenal, or?
I mean, yeah, of course, Mitrovic is always an incredible player at this level. He's already got 13 goals in 15 games. It's an incredible start, and he's not going to stop there. So I think we have to definitely watch Mitrovic without a doubt more than most of their players. But you look at Fulham's side; it's just stacked full of talent that could. A lot of it's Premier League level, but that's the reason why they don't tend to stay there, because not all of it is. But they are a top side, and they're going to have players like Mitrovic in there. So yeah, I think like you said, we have to nullify him. We have to make sure he doesn't have like loads of space to himself, because they don't know what they're doing, and he'll know what he's doing. Yeah, it's going to be a huge test, like we say, to stop him.
Oops, I got a bit of a cold that minute. But yeah, completely. I mean, would you change the formation to like 3-5-2 just to nullify that, or just carry on like we are?
I'd carry on, to be honest. I think the 3 centre backs and wing backs has been incredible so far. It's been revolutionary, really, for us at the way we play. I think the fact that we can so many positive substitutions as well, like we've all been saying, yet again against Bristol. Let's be fair, we weren't really playing that well against Bristol. I think it's probably the weakest we have played in the Cooper, but the fact that we still win when we don't necessarily play as well as we could do is a real sign of our character, and a real sign of a team that could actually achieve something quite special. You never know. Often teams, when they don't play well and they win, they can do what they want to do ultimately. Yeah, I'd stick with the formation, to be fair, because like I was saying with the substitutions, we took a centre back off, and that's the great thing about having 3 centre backs. If it isn't working up front, you can take one off, and you still got two left. We brought obviously Martin on, and Taylor came on as well, so it was really positive.
Oh, it was. I mean, I was going to touch on that point, that we did make that sub and bought figure off, and actually it paid off, to be fair, because we looked a lot more balanced on Tuesday when we made that sub.
Yeah, I mean, Lolly came on as well, and he essentially got the assist to the goal, but he definitely put it in the right area. But to be able to bring out Joe Lolly off the bench, and the pace of Alex Mighton is very encouraging.
Yeah. I mean, Cooper touched on it as well with the subs, meaning that with fair enough, they're not getting the game time that they probably do want, but that he can bring them off and actually bring them on, and actually they can make that game changer things.
Yeah. I mean, he was saying in his interview, they've all been, very patient, and the fact that you see when obviously we just scored 2 goals in the last minute, everyone's going to be buzzing about that, but you saw all the substitutes, the likes of Bong and Carvalho that haven't even played a game yet. They were like just as excited as the team was, and the fans were. It was just great to see that. It just shows that the whole team is in it, and they're all committed, no matter whether they're playing or not. And especially players like Bong, who's arguably shouldn't be on the bench. But then again, he's not even come on off the bench, so it's not really an issue at the moment.
Not really. What would your scoreline be on Sunday?
Well, like I've already been saying, I don't think it's going to be nowhere near as easy or as high scoring. I think it could be a draw, and you want to win every game. And if we were to win 5 in a row, that's just insane. Especially when you consider literally this season, we couldn't string a pass together. It's pretty amazing that. But I could see us nicking it. I could see Fulham nicking it. You know, it definitely could go either way. I think it would be either maybe 2-1 to either side or a draw. But I think I'll go for a draw, to be honest. I'd love it to be a win. That would be a huge statement of intent if it was. But I'll play it safe and go for a draw.
Oh, it'd be, yeah, I mean, if we did win, it'd be a massive statement to put out to the rest of the league.
Yeah, we're not at all mucking about it. You know, we're still going for promotion, hopefully, or you know, at least we're going to be a bit of a nuisance at times.
Yeah, the two between.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to say thank you for coming on.
No problem.
So I'd like to say thank you guys and goodbye.